was I'd rather have a crisis than a sloppy situation. And a lot of times, what I find is those things that were very traumatic and stressful in the moment are things that you let linger for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months and should have dealt with earlier. And then when it all kind of comes to a head, it's come to a head after things have gotten pretty sloppy. And one of the things I think oftentimes that we don't do, we don't spend enough time on is really sitting down and either over the Christmas holidays or before, but really sitting down and reviewing what 2025 looked like. And I'm not talking about just stats, how you were feeling about it, what crises you had, what opportunities maybe went unfulfilled. But really going through and doing a dispassionate, quiet, reflective review of the year. You've got to look at how it felt, whether it was everything was cranking along at the way that it should be designed to do, or if there were some real hiccups along the way, and identify what those hiccups were, and figure out how to smooth out that path. Sometimes the hiccups led to bigger and better opportunities, and other times the hiccups were just kind of failure to pre-plan or failure to take action. But the best thing to do is just review. Go back and think through January, February, March, April, but go back and review your year and figure out what things were hiccups, what things went well, where you have unmet opportunities that can be dealt with, where you have struggles that don't necessarily need to be struggles. But that's one thing I think it's very important to do between now and the first of the year. The second thing is, after doing that, really sit down and put some aggressive goals together. What I want to do is look through all of the aspects of the operation and figure out where there was slack, where there was sloppiness, where there was unmet opportunity. And if I fixed all of those things, what would we be doing? There's money laying around the floor. There's money laying around the floor you haven't picked up. And I would challenge everybody, go find $100,000 in cash that can be generated in the next week. You may be going, well, last year I only did 60, for the entire month, and this crazy person is telling me go find an extra 100,000. But I got to tell you, it's there in your list. So that's the second thing is take time over the holidays to review it both, not just logically, not just analytically, but emotionally. What were the ebbs and flows of the year?